Think fatal danger number 6, hazardous material management. The purpose of this safety video is to assist employees in managing the risk of injury or death when working with hazardous materials. The most common hazardous materials encountered on the mine are lime, NaHS, caustic soda, SiBx, sulfuric acid, and petroleum products. Hazardous materials are not just harmful to the environment, but could also seriously injure or kill a person. Fatalities involving hazardous materials occur when the materials are handled without training or authorization, when we don't wear the correct personal protective equipment, when we ignore our material safety data sheets and store hazardous materials incorrectly, not being prepared in the event of an emergency, the unauthorized access to hazardous material storage areas, when there is a lack of chemical knowledge. For example, acid reacts aggressively with water. And incorrect or lack of labeling on chemical containers. Luckily, our critical controls keep us safe and incident-free, and they must be followed for everyone's safety. The critical controls for hazardous material management are: store hazardous materials in the correct containers in properly signposted areas. Study the Material Safety Data Sheet, or MSDS, before handling hazardous materials. Ensure that all new hazardous chemicals brought to site are verified through the safety department. Ensure that emergency measures are in place. Continually monitor the atmosphere in your work area. Poisonous fumes are often invisible. And wear the correct personal protective equipment. Check the MSDS sheet for the appropriate PPE. Additional safe work practices, which should also be applied to hazardous material management, are: work areas must be barricaded and signposted to warn nearby personnel. Hazardous material storage areas must be monitored and controlled to prevent unauthorized access. Spill kits must be readily available and signposted. If you don't know how to safely handle a substance, don't proceed. Unlabeled or contaminated chemicals must be properly disposed of. Consult the MSDS for any storage and disposal specifics. Review the relevant standard operating procedures and perform a think risk assessment when handling hazardous materials. Take the time, highlight the hazard, identify what could go wrong, necessary actions to be taken. Keep safety first. No job is so important that it cannot be done safely. Remember, you are your brother's keeper. Think safety.